Morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning on this wonderful October the 22nd Sunday morning? A little bit of a later start for us for CP and I, but this son of a bitch was really goddamn heavy to get into this freaking trailer, let me tell you. These logs on the back end, it doesn't look like much, but there's a lot back here and they're really wet. Holy crap, does that elm wood friggin' hold moisture. Unfriggin' believable. And hard to cut. Brand new chain doesn't last very long when you're cutting this shit. But there's a lot of wood in here and it's heavy. She's heavy. You could really feel it when I was bringing the trailer home last night. You could feel it on the truck. Anyway, it's gonna take a couple years for that shit to dry down properly for how wet it is, I'm sure. So I'm gonna take it out into the pasture because we don't want that mess in the yard like we did before. And I'm gonna dump it in a pile out there on a high spot so it's not in the water or anything. That way the rain, if and when, I shouldn't say if because it will rain, but when it rains, it'll shed water and it'll get all the wind to help dry it. It'll get all the sunshine to help dry it. And not next year, but the year after, that summer, we'll be able to get it all split up and put away for winter storage burning. How's that sound? So I'll let you guys go. We'll go get this dumped. And then we got to start setting up some corrals and whatnot, because end of the week, we got 1 week left before we got to start moving some calves out of to market. So talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, just been bouncing around from little job to little job to little job. This one's a little bigger. 3 bucket loads of heavy yellow clay in here right now. This was a nasty, ugly hole for years. We're gonna try getting her fixed up here. Open these gates. You hold that open. Those cows should be quite content over there. You can see we're getting trenches through the gateway here from driving through in the spring. CP's cleaning up leaves. So I'm gonna run a bunch of clay into this hole and then cover it with gravel. We got a second load of gravel brought in, another 24 yards. And so got our wood unloaded, sharpened up the chain on my chainsaw. Got a couple of windbreaks fixed up and put in place in the one corral. And now we're doing this. A whole bunch of little stuff going on. Anyway, let's get at her. The clay is right here at the dugout. So it's not like we got to go very far. About 100 yards. So anyway, I'm gonna get this done and then we'll bring you back and show you the finished product. Talk to you then. Well, 8 bucket loads of clay and just about 3 bucket loads of gravel later, this is looking a lot better. Sure built it up a lot. It's gonna need a good packing, but it does make a big difference. Anywho, it'll get packed as we drive through it to open and close the gate and feed cows, which that's gonna happen here right away. So not today, but once they come into the corral here end of the week, we'll be feeding lots. So anyway, another job done. Talk to you later. Not much left of 24 yards. Barely had enough to put a little bit of fill in the low spot there. Did have a rock in it. Ugh. Spread that around a little bit. Anywho, show you guys what we did or didn't do. This is going to take some time to pack here, but we got all winter. Ha ha. Throw that over there. A little bit in here. All of our main driveway and alleyways. Corral 1 and 2. That's our main 2 corrals in this area, generally speaking. Those are the 2 corrals that we do all the cut feed in. So this is gonna have to freeze down, because I don't got no big ass freaking fancy packer machine, and tractor don't pack worth a damn. I guess I could run over it with the Bobcat. That would pack it better. Just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it could freeze down in the spring. We'll end up working it into the ground. When the ground all thaws out, it's going to get pushed down. We'll have to get more in here. Just the way it goes. So yeah, basically most of it went right here in front of the barn and corral 1 and 2. A couple 3 bucket loads at that other gateway. The driveway leading up to the barn. Need all that looked after on a regular basis, because you're backing trucks up and trying to load cattle into trucks, stuff like that. Excuse me. You want to have that gravel there instead of sitting there spinning your wheels or sinking in a muck hole, right? Anyway, kitty kitty put that in there. That little bit of water is from the last rain we had. When you got heavy blue clay in the bottom of your corral, it holds water like a sumbitch. Anywho, another job done. I'm not buying any more gravel for this year, so okay, I'll let you guys go. Talk to you later. Alrighty guys, getting dark. Anyway, kind of Jimmy fucked something together here for a guard for the motor, because we're getting a lot of trash when this thing pulls back. Sometimes you got little pieces of bark or chips of wood that'll drag back, and then that falls down on top of the wood. So I'm just taking pieces of scrap steel that I had, and I found this that was already bent. I don't know what it was for, so I just kind of butt fuck welded it to the main beam. And I kind of thought, well, let's just throw this friggin' plywood on top. That'll keep the shit off the motor. It'll keep the water or rain off the motor, right? And it's high enough that with my flex funnel, I can still fill it with gas. See that? Quite easily. Or I can put this on some kind of a hinge so it lifts up, right? And then it just sits on top of that steel frame like that. Now on this side, I didn't like the idea with those big logs. You split one and the one half of the log falls, hits the ground. This way, that'll catch it right there. Works for me. It might still fall off of that. I don't know. I did not angle it or nothing. I just kind of Jimmy fucked it, welded it on, kind of, sort of. It's just pieces of scrap that were kicking around, right? So I think that'll work just fine. I don't know. I guess time will tell. But it's something, especially for over top the motor there. I think that's going to be better than what it was. So, yeah. I kind of thought with this, I could just use some 1-inch self-drilling screws and drill right through the wood, right through into the steel. One there, here. It's done, right? It's kind of my idea anyways. And that would work. It's not pretty, but it would work. It doesn't have to be pretty, because around here, if we take this thing in the bush, he's going to get beat up and so on and so forth. So anyways, kind of something like that. I'll throw some black paint on it when I get it. I don't got any right now, but other than that, she's good to rock and roll, I'd say. Okay, I'll let you guys go. We'll see what the hell tomorrow brings. Catch you later. Morning, everybody. She's a cool one this morning. It's only like +3 outside, and we had on and off rain last night. I don't know how much. Rain gauge, we put it away for the winter so it doesn't get froze and broken. It's just a piece of plastic, right? But it is definitely cool this morning with that little bit of a breeze going on. CP did have little blue here all washed off nice. And if you look, if you guys can see that there, you know, like these loader arms, the hood, everything was completely covered in friggin' bird shit to no end. And it only took overnight for them to get it fucking shit up again, the little bastards. But we got a pile of stuff put away. This fall. Especially here around the shop. We had all kinds of stuff outside of the door, on both sides of the door. And we got that. CP did 99% of it. Got that all cleaned up. So that's good. And what am I doing? Well, the windbreak corral that we tore down when we were cleaning corrals, I'm gonna go and stand it back up again, because I need it to help get the heifers in the corral. So let's go get that done, and then we'll go from there, see what happens after that. I gotta feed a bale. I gotta get round bale feeders put in corrals. So yeah, there's quite a bit of little this and that type of jobs that need to get looked after. So once I get through the gate and get busy with stuff, maybe I'll bring you guys back. Talk to you then. Let me tell you, having these things, these big 24 and 30 foot wide windbreaks, sure makes tearing a corral down and building one back up again a lot goddamn faster. So I believe I got 5 windbreaks to put in place here. And then there's 3 or 4 corral panels, like standard 5-bar panels, and then a gateway. That all has to get put in place. And a lot of these windbreaks will be getting moved here in November once again, simply because of using the windbreaks potentially in the winter time. Also, if I don't have the windbreaks in place, like in this particular area where we are right now, they're a great windbreak, but they're also a great snow fence. And when it's a 9-foot high snow fence, they can catch a lot of ground. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I got a phone call. Talk to you later. I'm John, girl. So we got this all closed in. We got an 18-foot gate that swings shut. And we got that all closed in. We got ourselves a round bale feeder. Now I gotta get a chain for here, because this one's for the gate. Walk around, chain up all of these windbreaks so they're locked in. That way if somebody rubs on them, they can't push them open. And we're ready to go. Sweet. Back in a minute. I'm gonna get these chained up. Alrighty, so that corral over there is done. And I did give them an alfalfa bale. Not that they need it, because there's still quite a bit of grass, lots of green stuff that they could chew on out there. But I gave them an alfalfa bale just the same. That'll keep them coming into the corral and easier for roundup time, right? Now we're gonna run this bale out to the other cows and get them fed up for today. And then we gotta get round bale feeders in calving corral 1 and corral 2. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put one in corral 3 yet, but we definitely got to get some round bale feeders in those other corrals. Fun. It's all part of the game. We'll talk to you later. Alrighty guys, well, we got round bale feeders in the corral. We've got those guys looked after. Things are coming together. We got this wood here. There's that's all cut to stove length. It's got to be split up. This has to be cut to stove length. Some of this is just a bit long. We got to hack it up and maybe give it one splitting on some pieces, like those ones. Some guys would leave it, but being that this is elm, I'm gonna give it at least one split through the middle. It's a little bit wet on the outside edge, so my plan is to actually stack it up on this side right here, because the rest of it's really dry. At least that stuff. So yeah, anyway, give us the old thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna let you guys go here. So fun. Let's get her done. And oh yeah, instead of a piece of plywood, I found this piece of tin. Works for me. That might be better. I might trim the edge off later on, the 2 corners, but for now I'm gonna try this and see how I like it. Anyway, I'll let you go. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Alrighty guys, well, that little pile is gone. That stack of bigger logs that was back there is all gone, but because we're starting to toss it up and it's tumbling down and I don't want it coming out the door, I started actually stacking inside the wood shack here, both sides. That way I can fill it up better. And then with this pile of spruce and tamarack mix, I'm just taking the chainsaw and going straight down as far as I can reach and cutting not all the way to the bottom, but the top. Well, I'm leaving the very bottom ones there. So I got to get the saw and buzz this one and buzz this one. And then I can start making another cut. I figure why take them all one down one by one? Just cut right through, right? I got an 18-inch bar and I might not quite reach the first time through, but I'll get them. Anywho, time to fire up the saw and keep working here. Later.